I've been involved in AI for quite a while. I really dove into it very deeply. It's been amazing. It's been a life changer. I guess we should start where we started this conversation about the fact that you are speaking at the upcoming senior symposium in Lafayette
Yeah,
about AI.
yeah.
So why don't we start there?
All right.
Why you were invited to be the speaker, what
Yeah.
you're currently doing, and why AI.
Let's start with that. So I'm speaking in Lafayette because I believe one of the organizers was in a class of mine through the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at UC Berkeley called Being Humans in the Age of AI, and thought that I didn't do a terrible job, I think, and so invited me to come speak. I think AI is obviously a hot topic that everybody is hearing a lot about. And my interest in teaching and speaking right now is I think it's arguably the most significant thing, certainly our most significant creation of ours in human history, arguably, and that more people need to be involved in the conversation. Too many people feel like it's science fiction or it's magic or just really don't understand what AI really is in a way that makes them feel comfortable being part of the conversation. And I think as many people as possible need to be, informed participants in the conversation because it's so momentous, and we can't leave it up to venture capitalists and CEOs and billionaires to decide how that's going to go.
I think the thing that I have been most struck by is that people think, oh, this is kind of a new Facebook or a new this or a new
Yeah,
that. And I'm just not into that. And
yeah,
they think they can just ignore it and they won't be affected. They don't understand, they don't really have a choice. They really have to understand AI media marketing literacy in terms of how they're being marketed to, and they're in it if they understand it or not. So
yeah.
they don't really, do you agree that they don't really have a choice? That sooner or later, they're either going to get hit in the head with a 2x4, where they're going to be ripped off by somebody or some scam, unless they wake up to really what is going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think nobody will be able to avoid the consequences of what's going to happen over the next, couple of decades with AI. Although I don't think anybody has a really clear picture of what that's going to be. I think it's such a momentous change that it's very hard to understand. I mean, I think uh, I was, part of the last technology revolution. I, started in the when the first web browser came out. I built an e-learning product that was online a couple of years after the first web browser and was in startups and everything in the late 90s. So I saw that whole arc of the last technological revolution. And while it was momentous and had huge impact, huge economic impact, it was an extension of things that we've done before in a way that AI isn't. AI is, we've been the only intelligent creature on the planet for as long as we know, and now there's going to be another one. And that is just a very fundamental shift in what work means, what knowledge means, what its society means. I mean, it really is fundamental. It's hard for people to grasp that without kind of understanding what this stuff is, I think. Understanding how this stuff works, what it is, and where it's going to go.
Well, I've been lucky to be introduced by my next door neighbor to Oxford University and what they are doing. And what I was stunned by was the dean of Oxford University got his PhD in AI at Cal 30 years ago in quantum computing. And
Mm,
he is saying to educators, look, I can't protect you. It's going to be a quicksand field. There's going to be things that disappear right before your eyes, and there's
yeah,
going to be new opportunities that pop up, and
yeah,
that you have to be super light on your feet, and you have to be super fast, and you have to be able to almost knock yourself off before somebody else does, and be willing to transition almost immediately. So for me,
Yeah.
of all the people I've interviewed about AI, he has the biggest, broadest, most impactful vision of the
Yeah.
future that I've personally
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah. I don't think we're, I think, people are talking about, just as an example of kind of the not quite getting it, we're all talking about which jobs are going to be replaced and which jobs are going to be created, and sort of this notion that, this is just going to make people more productive. It's not, that's the sort of, leading line of AI CEOs. It's just going to make people more productive. But there is really no place where, with intelligence, which is the thing that we're best at, learning and learning and adapting to the environment, when that becomes something that I can buy an unlimited amount of, and that never gets sick and it never goes home. And once I've trained a person, once I've trained an agent to be able to do something, I can now have 1,000 more of those agents at no cost, or low cost. There's no, the whole labor picture that we've lived in, this idea that people need to work to in jobs to get compensation, to take care of themselves, and that's the economy and that's the way it works. And that's no longer true anymore. The basic math of that is no longer true anymore. So things like universal basic income may be too passive or not aggressive enough when we start to think about the kinds of change that are going to happen in society, with unlimited capacity to do learn and think and do work, that is scalable and repeatable and reliable. I mean, it's going to change the nature of what it means to work and earn a living in profound ways in probably a very short period of time.